Welcome back to another edition of Cambriea and Bobby After Dark. We haven't done one of these in a while.
No.
So, we asked you guys in our previous video to send in your Christmas disaster stories or goodwill miracle stories, you know. We did get a couple of people that sent some in, so that was good. I would say the one that I liked the most was actually the very first one that was sent in. So that's the one we're going to read here. All right. So this one is from, what is this?
LPS Chick.
LPS Chick. And then a bunch of numbers. All right. So this one says, Cambriea, you will laugh your ass off and appreciate my Xmas story disaster. All right. So decided to get a real tree because I had never had one. Tree experience was great. At the time, we had 2 Great Danes.
Big dogs.
And a wiener dog. Wiener kept trying to sleep under the tree. Oh, Bobby and I covered the water. So, okay, that's smart, because dogs will drink it, from what I'm told. That turned into the big boys trying to get to said water.
See, that's why we don't do real trees.
Yeah.
Because I know our big boys would knock that tree over.
Well, we've always had dogs, so we've never had a real tree. Even when I was growing up, my parents never had a real tree. I know yours
my
have.
parents always had a real tree.
Yeah, we never have.
They still always have a real tree.
Well, we also, I've always had dogs, so they're just like, nah, we've seen too many stories of people drinking water or dogs drinking water, so we never got one. Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's see. Back to the story. All right.
That turned into big boys trying to get said water.
Yep.
They knocked the tree over once, would walk around with those silver icicles on their back, or I would find ornaments on the floor.
Yeah, that's Bailey. Bailey does that.
Yep. It's Christmas Eve. We have all my family over for our gathering. I go to grab my sister's gift and notice the bottom of the box and paper are wrinkled and a different texture.
Oh, no.
I also thought I smelled pee when I reached down to grab it. Yeah, that's another reason. The dog could definitely pee on the tree.
Yeah. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Pee on the tree or pee on the presents. I looked around the entire tree and didn't see anything. Hand the gifts to my sister, and as she's opening it, she says, "No offense, but this smells like pee." I go back to the tree and realize one of the Danes hiked his leg and pissed on the bottom of several gifts.
Oh.
Clearly, we had no idea. I thought I had smelled pee in the previous day, but I looked around and didn't find anything. I even mopped the floors and went right up to the gifts. I didn't think I needed to pick them up to mop. Luckily, the 4 gifts that did get wet basically soaked up the pee into the paper and boxes and were nice and dry. Oh, well, that's pretty good. The gift were ones that also had their own sealed items
Okay,
inside.
so the gifts weren't ruined.
Yeah, it was just the outside boxes. Thank you, Jesus. They were safe from the dog piss. That was the first and last year for a real tree. They never did anything, or they never did any of that with the fake ones.
Well, that's good because our dogs have in the past done stuff with even the fake trees.
Yeah.
We had to train them not to. And shoot, that's how Freya lost her tree last year, was Bailey pissed on it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's, 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 I don't know maybe it's just the new tree, something new
No,
that they just had to mark. I don't know.
I think it was Bailey being a butthole because he doesn't always like Freya.
Yeah, so so Drake is Freya's dog.
Yes.
And Bailey is Bjorn's dog. So if Bailey thinks there's too much attention going towards
Freya
or Drake, he will respond with peeing on Freya stuff.
Yes. He has gotten a lot better, I have to say, though. He has not peed on anything
Recently.
pretty much all year. I can't think of a time that he peed in her room.
Oh, yeah,
He's growing up. He's getting better.
I think it was once Drake stepped down from Alpha. That's when Bailey realized he doesn't need to pee on stuff anymore.
He didn't feel threatened.
And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. That, and he sees, so Drake's so dang old, he's turning 14 here in a couple days. He has dribble dick. If you know what that is, he just cannot control his pee, really. And he'll walk around the house and he'll just
drip.
It's
not even like he's just flat out peeing in the house. It's just he'll be walking and dribbling.
And he's to the point of where he doesn't know he's pooping.
Yeah.
He'll be laying down and get up and walk away and there's poop. Yeah. So he poops when he's laying down.
Just really weird.
Yeah. So he's old. I think that, and Bailey sees that and he's like, I don't want any part of that. I don't want to get in trouble for any sort of messes in the house because Drake is doing it. Now, Bailey could just try to frame him, but it is very easy to distinguish Drake's mess from Bailey's mess. So I think Bailey realized that now. And he's like, I'm just going to go outside. It's not hard. It's not hard. I go outside, I make noise, you let me out, we're good. Drake makes noise sometimes.
Yeah.
Look at him, just walking around. He's probably pooping all around the pool.
All right. This next one is a feel-good story.
Yes, you might as well go to a feel-good because I think that's really what Christmas is about feeling good. So the disaster one, that one was funny. I'll give you that. And
relatable. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that.
We got dogs. That's why I like that story. Is I could definitely see that happening to us if we had a real tree.
Oh, 100%. That's even why I don't like
Bailey would definitely pee on a real tree.
That's why I don't even like putting out Christmas presents till Christmas Eve because I'm always afraid that they'll pee on one of the presents.
Yeah. So we try to think ahead based on the animals. So, all right. So a feel good story from
Miss Renegade.
Yes.
At least that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah,
it looks like
Renegade. Yeah, we'll go with that.
This one is, I don't have a Christmas disaster story, but I do have one of goodwill. In 1976, the year my parents got divorced, when I was 9, my mom couldn't afford to get us a Christmas tree. I'm autistic and was really bummed about it, so I told everyone in my neighborhood how sad I was about it. My oldest brother decided, well, we may not have a tree, but we could at least put all the lights up in the window. He just finished, and I was standing in the front of the big picture window enjoying them when I noticed all the neighbors dragging a big tree up our driveway. They had all pitched in together to get us a tree. Oh. My brother was a bit peeved. He had taken down all the lights for the tree, but I was so happy. After Christmas, when they were marked way down, my mom got us an artificial tree, so I never went without one again. That's sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome that the neighbors did that.
Yeah.
I mean, it stunk that, her brother had to take down the lights, but, you got to...
He'll live.
You got to put the lights on the tree. You can't just have a tree there, or a live tree especially, with nothing on it.
Right.
So, yeah, that part kind of sucked, but overall, that was definitely a feel-good story.
Mm-hmm.
It spread the Christmas spirit. All right. This one's from Sandra U1G.
Sandra.
Yeah, we'll go with Sandra. My story is about almost ruining the Santa illusion
Oh no.
to all the young kids in my family when I decided to dress my brother up as Santa and have him bring in all the presents. Oh boy. Yeah, it's never good to have somebody dress up that you clearly know.
Well, we've done it before, but we also like told the kids, "Hey, Uncle Jeff is dressing up as Santa. That way you guys can get some Santa pictures on." Like we let them know.
Yeah, that's how we got around.
That's how we got around it.
Disaster.
But it's fun to do that stuff. A lot of people are doing it with the Grinch lately, where they have someone dress up as the Grinch and then run in and steal the presents or the whole Christmas tree.
So that's funny.
All right. Okay. Brother up as Santa.
What I didn't count on was one of the older kids recognizing him and started to say, "That's not Santa, that's Joe." And looking at us like we were the devil.
Oh.
Oh, that's not good. I made up this story about Santa being busy and asking my brother to help him distribute gifts. Yeah, it's a good cover. I think they bought it, but it's a story that is still told every chance they get. They won't let me live it down. That's a feel-good story, and it's more just funny, just because it's like, yeah, I'm sure this has happened.
For lots of people.
Yes. Like, if we didn't say, "Hey, Uncle Jeff's dressed up as Santa," it could have went bad.
It's so funny, though, with the whole Santa thing, because I know everyone's a little bit different. Some people don't do Santa at all because they don't want to lie to their kids.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, people that have these stories of, like, having this resentment towards their family for lying to them and stuff. And it's growing up, I don't remember ever believing in Santa, but we always played the game. Like, it was almost like in our head of, if you don't believe, you don't receive.
Yeah, and that's how it was in my house. If you don't believe, you don't receive.
And I kind of think that's what's going on with our kids, because I don't think Xander still believes in Santa. By things he has said,
Yeah.
but he's also never flat out said Santa's not real.
Yeah.
So I kind of think Xander's doing the same thing, like, this is a fun game, and I'm going to play along.
If anything, you believe in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
And that's why we have, like, the elves on the shelf, watching them.
And they know the real reason for Christmas. Like, obviously, every year we talk about the presents and Santa and the elves are fun, but it's really about celebrating Jesus' birthday, so.
Yes.
From Lishi?
Yeah.
Lishi
1204?
Yes.
Yes, you've left many comments, so you are familiar.
Yes, I'm just not always good at actually saying the names. So much fun. Love it. Christmas disaster story. December of 2020, I was in a major car versus truck accident. Oh no.
That's not good.
A teenager pulled out in front of my truck on the highway. Both vehicles were totaled. I was leaving a work Christmas party. My friend came to help, but the fire department crew would not let them near. A fireman saved my friend Amy from getting hit by a car because she was hysterically crying and tried to run across the highway to get to me.
Don't do that. That's
That's
a really bad. That could have went really bad.
That's
quick.
why the fire department stopped her. They know people aren't in their right mind.
Oh.
Rightfully so, not in the right mind seeing something like that.
I do have a question, though. So it was car versus truck. What kind of truck was it? Because generally, car versus truck, trucks usually get the better deal of that.
Yeah, was it like a truck?
Like what kind of
F-150?
If it was F-150 versus a
semi?
car, there really shouldn't be any, or a Ram or Silverado. That car should be messed up.
Well, she was leaving the work party, so she might not have been going that fast, and the truck might not have been going as fast.
Yeah. I'm curious,
What type of truck?
what kind of truck did you have? Just because, I still want a truck.
Did she,
But I want a truck that's not going to get destroyed in an accident.
was she in the truck?
She was.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, then, of course, it wasn't a semi. That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, semi, you're going to lose 100% time.
Yeah. Let's see. I pushed away the airbag and got a lung full of powder. I couldn't breathe. I was hysterically crying and managed to call my husband to say I love you, and I've been in an accident on the highway near work. The EMTs hauled me out of the truck. Door was stuck, so they had to do some prying to get it all the way open, and I was taken to the hospital. It was only time I've been in an ambulance. I'm gonna say ambulance. Ambulance. No broken bones, but they said I had bone bruising and maybe small fractures they could see on x-rays. The MRI was clear and no blood pooling anywhere, they said. I had wrapped around my entire belly black and blue bruising, and it sometimes wait.
Black and blue bruising, and it hurt badly.
Oh, there we go.
Because I couldn't eat some things for months.
Been 3 years now, and I still feel sick sometimes. My legs got pretty swollen, and I've had some major shin and knee pain from hitting the dash and steering wheel. Not to mention the back, hip, and neck pain. Yeah. That's the thing with accidents like that is a lot of people don't realize the residual effects that it ends up having on you.
Yeah. That's when you got to call a lawyer, because you don't know about that. You don't know how bad it's going to mess you up, like, later on down the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully you got a good insurance settlement, because that, you just don't know.
No.
I mean, you could be spending a lot of time, a lot of doctor's appointments for who knows how long.
Well, and that's why people have car insurance.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Then I got diagnosed with fibromyalgia within the next year. Oh. PTSD has been really bad ever since. I never leave my house and don't work or drive anymore. I'm still trying to stay positive and work through this depression, anxiety, and pain, which is an everyday challenge. Through it all, my hubby was right by my side. My friend sat in the ER room right next to my bed the entire time. I love them all very much.
So that definitely is a sad story. But positive side, her husband was by her side the whole time, and her friends. Even though the friend almost got killed running across the highway if she wouldn't have got stopped. So
that would have been
really bad.
Yeah.
That could have got bad really, really, really bad quick.
Yeah.
But it was sad. But in the end, it's like, you have good family and friends by your side. So that's one way to kind of work through the PTSD and anxiety, is knowing you have that support system. So lean heavily on that. Linda L. She did leave her last name, but I ain't gonna say it. Hi, this happened 3 years ago to my mom. We always celebrate Christmas at her place. My mom was a little stressed and ran around to get things done, and she had a big dog that was always around. Yeah, I know that. Bailey.
He's over here.
She was in her bedroom, and I was in the living room and heard her, like, oh, saying oh, and ah, and a big bump. So I went to her, and she was on the floor. That's not good. She didn't see that the dog had laid down, and she tripped over him. This has happened to us many times with the dogs.
Drake is the worst at always sleeping right at your feet, either in the bed or on the couch.
Yeah, and you're like tired and you don't really notice them. Yeah, Drake's horrible about that. I totally get this. So She didn't see the dog had laid down, and she tripped over him and fell into the doorpost and on the floor. First, she was shocked, but soon I knew I needed to call an ambulance. Oh, crap. I can't say ambulance either.
Ambulance.
Ambulance. We'll go with it. For my mom, it took some time, and they came and understood that it was bad. This was during COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not good at all. My mom was not feeling well. She needed to go with them, and we stayed home because of COVID. So that's where COVID's bad. Can't be with people at the hospital. About 3 hours later, my mom called. She wanted to come home. Well, that's a good sign. And yes, she had broken her arm.
Oh.
But not needing to do anything. Wait, but not even, I don't get that. Oh boy, she had some good pills to take the pain away. Yeah. So that's how we spent Christmas Eve. Calling an ambulance. Ambulance. Yeah.
Ambulance.
And then getting her home. We ate some dinner, and then she was out. Rest of Christmas, she was in a lot of pain. Her arm is not as good as before. Yeah. Worst Christmas, I have to say, it's a joke that she needs to slow down on Christmas. Sadly, her big dog passed away earlier this year. So my name is Linda, and I live in north part of Sweden. So, well, that's sad that the dog passed away.
Yeah.
And hopefully your mom is
doing better. Once again, residual pain from an injury like that. Yeah, I mean, especially when you're older.
It was a couple years ago, but yeah, that arm's never going to be the same. So hopefully your mom is getting along.
Shoot, I've been dealing with that foot issue now ever since dropping that safe on my foot.
Yep. Tip: don't put your foot under a safe.
No.
Or have people that actually can move it properly.
Professionally. We are not professionals.
But thank you, Linda, for sending us that story. I mean, it's definitely more of a sadder story, but at least everybody was okay in the end. And yeah, dogs, they're a bunch of buttholes when it comes to laying where they shouldn't. Dogs.
As they both just are sleeping over there.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys are liking this video and you have Christmas disaster or Christmas miracle video ideas or stories, you can send it to us in our email, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, Sandra actually sent this one via Instagram, so I'm going to read this one.
Okay.
When we were active duty and were stationed in Japan, we decided to take our son to the U.S. and spend time with our families over Christmas. We traveled with our 2-year-old son on a 14-hour trip from there to Nashville International Airport.
Ugh.
Then on to my husband's mom's home. It was Christmas Day, and his sister and their family all started arriving. That all turned out great until his youngest sister, who is really only 18 months younger than my husband, arrived with her husband. We actually heard them before anyone actually laid eyes on them.
Oh, that's not good.
They were yelling at each other as soon as they pulled in the driveway. They opened the front door and continued yelling and cussing. No one knew what to do. They were telling each other they hated the other one, among other terrible mom and other two sisters. Okay, that's just...
The family was crying.
Yeah.
They started crying.
Mom and the other two sisters were crying. Husband jumped up, said, "Get out." My husband stood up and said to sister, "You go to the bathroom." He told my brother-in-law to get out of the house. He followed him out there and said, "I don't care where you go, but you're not staying here." He told him to give him a ride to the hotel, and when they got there, he called a taxi to drive him back home, 4 hours away. Ooh.
You must be really mad to be like, I'm just going to take a taxi home. Yeah. Screw this.
Yeah. Now, to give them a break, holidays are stressful. Now, it doesn't say if they have kids, but especially if you have kids, you have a 4-hour drive, Christmas Day, it can be stressful.
And that's really sad. That's sad.
You should never bring that into the house.
No.
Finish it outside. Smiles when you open that door.
Well, because they obviously drove to the house and they were arguing in the driveway and all the way up to the door. You maybe don't go to the house until you're done arguing.
Yeah. Especially don't open the door still yelling and cussing. Because whoever is the in-law...
Oh, yeah.
That whole family now thinks you're an ass.
Yeah. You're blacklisted until you find a good way to make up for it.
Yeah, and even then, your spouse may be like, oh, we're better. But the family's always going to remember and kind of have the side eye on you.
Yeah.
All right, so...
The taxi cost him $680. Yeah, I would have been like, I'm just staying at the hotel.
For that price, yeah. Spend a couple nights at the hotel and have her pick you up. Drive back. That's a lot of money for a taxi.
Yeah, you're that mad you're going to spend $680? Come on.
Yeah, I would have stayed at the hotel.
Just stay at the hotel.
Or rent a car. Even if you have to wait till the next day, it's probably cheaper to stay at the hotel and rent a car in the morning than a $680 taxi drive.
Like, you got to be really mad to be like, you know what, I'm going home. I don't care if it costs $680 or whatever. Like, maybe you didn't know what the total cost was going to be. But you have to have a good idea, like, a 4-hour taxi ride
is expensive.
Is going to be expensive.
Yeah. All right.
I'm surprised the taxi driver even took
did it.
But he probably was like, where do you want to go?
Oh, and they jack it up because it's Christmas.
Yeah, he probably was just like...
All those fares are higher.
Oh, he's probably doing the math quick in his head, and he's like, I really don't want to do this drive, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to get paid. It's Christmas. He probably was thinking the whole way home or a whole way
Christmas bonus.
He's all like, Merry Christmas to me.
When my husband came in, his sister said, "Where's my husband?" He told her he's on the way home. She started crying. My husband told her to suck it up. Brother and sister love right there. Suck it up.
Yeah.
And we had an okay Christmas. We regretted making that trip.
He said, suck it up or you need to leave too.
Oh, yeah. Suck it up or you need to leave too. I missed that part.
Enjoy your 4-hour ride home.
At least she had the car. She could have at least driven and not had another taxi.
Oh, but I would be pissed if I was her. Like, you son of a bitch took a 4-hour ride taxi home.
Yeah.
$680? Are you kidding me?
They're still fighting to this day.
They probably are. Wait. Yeah, Sandra, are they still fighting? Because now I'm really, I want to know.
Invested.
I'm invested in this.
Your husband's sister is now our sister, and we need the details.
Yes, we need to know what's going on. Follow-up story.
Follow-up story. Are they okay? Were their kids involved when it comes to the stress? Because that makes a difference.
Yeah, I could see how that would really suck for the sister that was in the argument. Like, that ruined her Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Did it really ruin everybody else's Christmas? Maybe because it was, like, negative vibes.
Yeah, and make it all awkward.
And it's like, you're right, Christmas is already stressful enough. Especially if you're going to multiple houses. Because we used to go to multiple houses.
Yeah, way too many.
And we were like, no.
We cut it off.
We're not doing that anymore. We're doing Christmas Eve at this house. And then we'll do Christmas Day here. We're going to spread it out.
After we enjoy our Christmas morning at our house.
Yeah.
We really...
Well, we even do that not anymore, but we were doing that for Thanksgiving because we had multiple Thanksgivings to go to. And it's like, you can only eat so much. So we spread it out Thanksgiving. What was it like?
Well, because my family
3 or 4 Thanksgivings?
Yeah, my family never did Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving because there are too many first responders in our family.
Yeah, so you had to do it on.
So it's usually the weekend
before
before, the weekend after.
Yeah.
And then we would do Thanksgiving at your aunt and uncle's.
Yes.
And then we would do Thanksgiving at your parents' the day after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
That finally we're like, nope. Like, we did it one Thanksgiving with each side. So Thanksgiving Day, we actually just got to relax.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving with my family.
Now it's easy. We're down here. Your family's
So
down
much
here.
easier.
So it's just one Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
One house. Makes it easy.
Makes it a lot easier. A lot less stressful.
Yeah. Because that's actually like probably the worst thing about the holidays is if you have multiple places to go. It actually takes away from the holiday.
It does.
So by just having, hey, we only got to go to this one house, that actually makes it a lot more enjoyable. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Any of you out there have that same thing where you got to go to multiple places and it actually is taken away? Yeah, leave a comment. Let us know. Or do you like going to all those places? I don't know. Maybe that's like a big thing. I know as a kid.
It was fun.
Great.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna see these people. Yay!
Uh-huh.
But as adults, it just sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. No. The travel from place to place, and if you're hosting one of the get-togethers on top of going place to place, yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up here. So, thanks for listening. And thank you if you sent us a story. I do expect a follow-up, Sandra. Or Sandra. However you say your name. Sandra. So make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell. Drop a like as much as you can. And leave a comment. Let us know what you thought. And if we get more stories, we'll read some more. All the way until Christmas, really. Do send in goodwill stories or miracle stories as well. If you do have disaster stories, I always kind of like more picturing like that first story is like more funny disaster. Maybe not so many sad disasters for Christmas, but yeah.
You asked for it.
I should have specified. So funny disasters or goodwill stories. Let's try to go towards that direction leading to Christmas. But this way, hey, if you thought you had a bad Christmas, maybe these stories, maybe your Christmas wasn't so bad after all.
I will say I liked the relatable ones. Like even this last one I liked because it's relatable. I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, I definitely. I really have a bad memory, so I am trying to like piece together some events where I'm like, did this happen during Christmas?
Trying to actually remember the story to share it.
Yeah. Usually it involves like something happening to my dad. But like somehow he's always involved in these things. And you're like, yeah.
I want to say when Dad got his thumb cut off, it was during a holiday. I can't remember though. I was really young. Yeah, my dad has half a thumb because he cut it off building a deck. And I'm pretty sure it was Thanksgiving or something.
I just know he's scared of saws.
Yeah, table saws. He won't use them.
Yeah, I would be too. I'd use the finger.
Except he does the best pull my finger prank on little kids. He's made many cry.
See, he's turned a bad thing into a funny good thing. It's a joke.
Yep.
All right, we're going to end it now.
All right.
Bye.
Now.